Hey everybody, come on in the room, come on in the room. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to talk about The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Season 1, Episode 9, and a lot to discuss. A lot to discuss. Liz and Kelsey are going out sad. And Liz, I'm upset with you because I had such high hopes, but you are becoming a bit unbearable. And I hope that you turn things around. But this whole conversation about you attacking Alicia and her story about her childhood, it's got to stop. But we'll talk. Come on in, y'all. Come on in, guys. Come on in. I hope y'all are feeling good. I hope y'all are feeling great. I'm feeling good. Glad to be here with you. Yeah, we have to talk about some things because Liz tried it. Yes, honey, I sure do. I sure do. Listen, honey, listen, okay? Summer is here, okay? Yes, thank you guys. Thank you. Come on in the room, y'all. Come on in the room. Lot to discuss, lot to talk about because Liz and Kelsey are both working my last good nerve, okay? Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I think we're getting a bit tired of Liz. I hate to say that because I was really enjoying Liz, but Liz is losing me. Liz is losing me. This bond with Kelsey, getting on Rosie, attacking Alicia's story, it was really bothersome. But come on in, y'all. Come on in, y'all. How are y'all doing? You said you feel like Liz is being socially aware, knowing that homelessness is a real issue. I'm gonna say sometimes you have to learn how to read the room. And when somebody's telling their story, I think it's in poor taste to say, oh, well, that's not really the correct term. And also, I think that she was displaced, and displacement is a form of homelessness. So Alicia is correct in saying that she was homeless. She did not have her own home. Isn't that being homeless? So I think that, that's really kind of, in my opinion, I think that Liz is doing the wrong thing, and you don't need to say everything. Nobody likes somebody who's a know-it-all and saying, oh, well, by the way, like when you're telling your story, a sad story at that, nobody wants to hear that. Just saying. Just saying. You said I never watched for Liz. I was indifferent about her from the jump. Okay. You said Liz lost me. The vitriol is way too intense. Hey, y'all, come on in. Brooke, sometime can you do a Hot Topics live and discuss Preston's interview with Candace? Oh, I didn't know he did an interview with Candace. I don't want to make any promises. I'll see. I'll do my best. I will listen. It's summertime. Summer is here. So, and this live's not going to be that long either. So if you're expecting a 3-hour live, you've come to the wrong place. We got a cute hour 30. Come on in the room. Y'all, I'm waiting for a few more people to come on in, and we're going to get started in 2 minutes. But I will do my best. I will not make any promises. Hey, Darkchild99, thank you for the super chat. Gorgeous, my lord. Thank you so much. Love your look, Brooke. Thank you. Please give us your thoughts on the reunion seating chart and reunion predictions, please. Okay, we can knock that out quickly. With Alicia and Liz being first chair, I'm shocked. I thought that would go to Rosie and Joellen. It looks like things are going to pop off between Alicia and Liz later on, especially next episode with them fighting outside of Rich's performance. So maybe that's what it is. I am a bit surprised though, because I just knew for sure that Joellen would be first chair. I mean, I'm not mad at the selection, but I'm just surprised. I'm also surprised that, I can't say I'm too surprised about Liz being first chair. I could kind of see that. But yeah, I think that we all expected Joellen to get that first spot and Rosie, in my opinion. Hey, Robert B. Thank you for the super chat. Love the hair. Thank you. Maybe unpopular opinion, but Alicia's that girl. I'm genuinely shocked she's first chair over Joellen. Yeah, I'm shocked too. I thought that Joellen would be first chair for sure. I was surprised to see that. Yes, I thought Joellen and Rula. Rula's second chair is bizarre when she's part-time. Joellen and Rula should be first chairs. Second chair is Alicia, Liz and Alicia. The others are in the correct placements. Yes, I agree with that. All right, y'all. My mother kept saying she didn't like Liz. Oh, so your mom had a feeling about Liz. You said she's a nice bully, if that makes sense. I get why Dola wasn't invited. No shade. She's only been in like 3 episodes. Yeah, she hasn't given a whole lot. And also Dolores, like y'all said, she's filming Jersey right now. So I guess time constraints. So yeah, Well, remember, y'all told me that Rula was supposed to be a friend of the show, and they bumped her up due to the cheating stuff with Brian. They bumped her up to full time. So it does make sense that Rula is clocking in on a part-time basis because she was originally supposed to be part-time anyway. Okay? But y'all, come on in. Come on in the room. Come on in the room, y'all. A lot to discuss. I have a lot to say, and we literally don't have a minute to spare. So, hey, Empress Eve, thank you for the super chat. What happened to Alicia is considered hidden or secondary homelessness. Moving between temporary shelters such as friends or family's houses, hotels, or emergency accommodations. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know, Empress. Thank you. So we open up the episode with the continuation of Rosie kicking Kelsey out of her house, which we were all living for. And as Kelsey's driving off, Rosie is pissed. She's like, what an effing B. I need my protection spray. And she starts like saging her house because she's just livid. So Kelsey's on the phone with Liz. And Liz is like, well, how did everything go? How did the haircut go? And Kelsey says, we didn't even get to the haircut. I barely got into her house. She freaking yelled at me and started saying that I effed married men. And everybody in Rhode Island knows that when I've only slept with 6 men in my entire life. She says, don't you remember that you effed the basketball coach, but I'm the hoe? Now, Kelsey, here's my issue. Don't halfway tell the story. The fact that you did not tell Liz that you came to her house with a bullhorn and a siren saying house police, it's not 8,000 square feet, it's 8,000 inches. The fact that you couldn't own up to you started off on the wrong foot, that let me know everything about you, that you're a liar. Tell the whole story. Don't tell the half truth. Like, say, you know what, Liz? It went awry, but I have to take my part in it. I started things off because I came to her house on some BS off rip. Don't sit up there and start from the middle of the story. She did not just start yelling at you. You came into the driveway with the bullhorn and a siren, trying to be slick, saying, "Oh, house police, house police." Suspect says 8,000 square feet. It's only 8,000 inches. You already started off wrong. So I can't stand how Liz never presses you, because if I were your friend, I would have said, now, Kelsey, what did you do? Because you've already been on some BS with this lady. So what did you do? Like, let's not sit up here and start from the halfway point. Just my 2 cents. Yes, she's very silly and immature. She's stuck in high school. She is. So now, she goes on to say that she's never slept with a married man in her entire life. She says that Rosie has slept with 2 married men. One was a man at her old job, where she completely destroyed that man's marriage. First of all, Kelsey, that man destroyed his own marriage when he stepped out. Let's say that this whole thing is true about Rosie left her old job because she was effing a married man in that office. At the end of the day, he knows that he's married. So she didn't destroy anything. He broke his vows to his wife. So the hate that you have for Rosie, it's becoming a sickness at this point, and you're very jealous of Rosie. You want her attention so bad, because the antics that followed later on in the episode, I said, yeah, you are pressed. You are really pressed, and it's becoming a bit alarming to watch. It's becoming like single white female. It's just really weird. So now, Kelsey goes on to say that the second affair was with the married basketball coach, and he paid her not to talk about it. So she says that's the only reason why Rosie has money to buy a house. People always tell on themselves. The fact that Rosie owns a house and you don't, that is a sore spot for you. You are so jealous of that woman. For you to say that she only has money because she was with a married man and he paid her off to not talk about it. Do you not remember that her husband has money? Rosie said that her husband is a millionaire. He has several jobs. He's a Frank Sinatra impersonator. He sings at weddings and baby showers and all sorts of events. He flips houses with his uncle. That man makes money all types of different ways. 7 streams of income. For you to sit up there and say, so even if she didn't have any money for the home, Rich did have the money. He put her name on the house, something that you don't have. For you to sit up there and try to knock her down a peg by saying, well, the only reason why she has money for a house is because of a married man. Girl, if Rosie sues you, I won't be upset. Just really nasty. Really nasty. Just, I can't. Has Rosie ever said anything to Kelsey to enrage her like this? I can't remember. She's staying in Rosie's business more than she'd be running her own little hair business, but I digress. What does Billy do? Thank you. Can we talk about that, please? Billy looks good and broke. I've yet to hear what he does. All I heard that he was successful according to Kelsey, but what does that mean? Homegirl's going out sad. So now we have Kelsey saying that she says, she feels like a macho man in her own house. And I feel like you should feel like you should feel like the person, you should feel like that girl or that guy when you're in your own home. Because nobody should come into your home disrespecting you. You were out of order for how you step foot into that lady's house. You don't come in there trying to throw shade in somebody's home. Like, what are we not understanding? What's not clicking here? It's wild. Your logic makes no sense. And Kelsey, it's really no shade, but your storyline has run its course. The fact that we know according to Reddit, but the girls are saying that you and this man were broken up for 2 years prior to you filming the show. And he did you a favor by saying, oh yeah, I'll pretend like we're still together for you to be on the show. Because you needed a juicy storyline. You're a fraud. And we stop caring. Your personality is stale. You don't know how to read. You don't bring much. We don't care about Bill, Billy, whatever his name is. Like, girl, you're really not it. And for you to act like, babe, we could take you or leave you. And they're also saying that your ex's new girlfriend in Miami, they said that they've broken up, but she had a baby for that man. And they're saying that producers are reaching out to her for her to come back to Rhode Island and film for season 2. So, babe, if we have her on the line, we really won't need you. Because we just don't really care, Kelsey. Your storyline has really worn thin, and we don't care. You just don't have enough personality. There's just not enough there for us to care that much. Just saying. So Kelsey is a flop. I'm annoyed. But yeah, but producers, if that's true, that you guys are poaching Kelsey's ex's new ex with the baby, please get her on the line. I'm sure she'll bring something. And she's also from Rhode Island as well. And Kelsey and her allegedly knew each other. So yeah, that would be a key. So yeah, Kelsey, if she comes on the show, then your job is on the line. It might give you a cute little storyline. You guys can go at it and have a little feud or whatever have you. But besides that, what else are you bringing? Just saying. Put her in the ring, honey. Yeah, you said, should Kelsey come back for season 2? Honestly and truthfully, I don't really care to see her come back. I don't really care to see her. So now, Kelsey says the same way that Rosie claims that my ex-boyfriend paid off the judges in the pageant for me to win, that's the same way that the married coach paid her to shut her mouth about their affair. So she goes on to say that Rosie is mad that she calls her out about her lies. And she says that's the whole start of our argument. She's not honest. You're not honest. And you're not interesting. So now Liz says, I'm just so speechless. So now Kelsey makes a joke saying, oh yeah, I should Venmo Rosie right now for the gas that it took for me to drive to her house. I didn't even cut her hair. Babe, I wish you would come to my home and be shady with me in my home where I lay my head and pay the mortgage. And then you say that you're going to Venmo me, do a Venmo request to give you gas money. You need to give me a Venmo request for coming into my home and showing your ass. The audacity. And girl is giving broke that you need to ask for a Venmo request. Really? I can't. Oh, Bree. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. We see each other when it comes to Bill. Very much so. But water seeks its own level, okay? Because Kelsey, let's move on. But Bree, I see your comment. And absolutely. Very much that. Very much that. So now, you said the way she was smirking and causing Alicia distress was disgusting. I'm sorry, I haven't liked Liz from jump. She'll continue to reveal herself. Mark my words. Child. Listen, honey. So anyhow, we see a scene with Ashley and Jared. They're shopping at it's like a restaurant depot. So they sell, it's a Costco for restaurants, right? So they're like getting stuff for Audrey's. We know that Jared owns the coffee shop that's not doing well. We'll talk. But they're shopping for trivia night at Audrey's. So Ashley says, we're going all out for trivia night. We want to make it a success, right? My whole thing is I'm tired of Ashley always saying that we want to make Jared happy every time she talks about Audrey's. The only person who can make Jared happy is Jared. That's not your responsibility to make a grown man happy. On top of that, I think it's really wild to me that Jared literally has the opportunity to make a lot of money and he's choosing not to do so because he's so wrapped up in Audrey's, a coffee shop that's not doing well. That is wild that you as a man, and if you were a single man, fine, but you are a man with a wife and children. Sometimes in that case, you can't just follow your dreams. Like, honey, that's for, us single girls. And unfortunately, I hate to say that, but you have a family to provide for. So that has to come, Audrey has to be in on the back burner. For you to sit up here and put your all into throw good money after bad, and the coffee bar is failing, and you're like leaving the bread, being the role as a breadwinner, you're leaving that in Ashley's lap, which is really unfair and crazy if you ask me. I'm just like, it's really wild to me that Ashley is so consumed with making sure that he's happy, but yet he won't do the right thing and step up as a father and a husband and go make that money, go make those millions off of the brand deals that he's being offered. A mess. Thank you. No, it's so true. His kids are now his dreams. Everything else is null and void. It's very true. He's a silver platter. He is being offered 6-figure, 5-figure brand deals, collabs to make so much money, and he's turning them down because of what? I don't understand it. All this for a cup of joe. Listen, that big ego and little wallet. No, it's very true. That's a recipe for disaster. He needs to grow up. Listen, in this economy, he needs to stop. You said, I saw some Jared and Ashley's TikToks too. They pull views. Listen, views are nice, but you need that money. Okay? Where is the money? Ashley hasn't changed in all these years. He's hiding something. So now we have Rosie FaceTime Ashley, and she's letting her know the drama that went down. And so, Ashley's like, me and Jared getting ready for trivia night at Audrey's. And Rosie's like, listen, I don't know if I want to go to that, especially if Kelsey's there. If Kelsey's coming, I'm not going. So now she tells Ashley what happened, how Kelsey pulled up to her home with a police siren saying, house police, throwing shade. So Ashley's like, what kind of person does that? So Rosie says, I kicked her out the house. I was like, get the F out of here. It was really bad. She says, I want nothing to do with her. So then Ashley's like, should I not invite her to trivia? And she says, if I don't invite her to trivia, then she'll be mad at me. Ashley, it's okay to stand on business, girl. You're so worried about folks being upset with you. If somebody disrespected my best friend or a loved one, I'm not inviting them to the event. That's just me. I know you guys film a show, but so you guys kind of you're contractually obligated to be in these scenes together. But just for some drama, I wouldn't invite Kelsey. That's just me, though. So now we have Rosie saying she couldn't come to my house and be nice. You think she's going to come to your trivia and be nice? So Jared is upset hearing all this because Rosie's like, look, I don't want to go. And Jared says, look, I don't want anything to explode at my trivia night. I want y'all all to have a good time. But I don't want my wife to be in a shitty position. So Rosie's like, you know what? Cool. I'll talk to y'all later. So now Jared says, look, Ashley, if she's going to put you in this situation where she's not going because of that person not going, that's putting you in a bad situation. And now Ashley says, listen, I'm going to think on it. I'm going to let it simmer, and I'm going to come up with something and have some clarity. Respectfully, Ashley, Kelsey would not be invited. That's just me. Yes, Ashley is emotionally immature. So I'm going to let y'all know, for all of the Ashley stans, you might not like the trivia night when we get to that part of the recap, because I thought that Ashley was a bit embarrassing. And if it were me, they would have all been kicked out, period. I'm not doing all this wailing and crying. It was I think that Ashley's on the wrong show. And y'all are trying to compare her to Cynthia Bailey. How? Cynthia Bailey always gave, even though Cynthia wasn't the most explosive person, Cynthia gave a lot more in her first season than Ashley's giving. Ashley does not have the chops for Housewives. She's on the wrong show. I think a Disney show or being back in the Bachelor universe, that might be good for her. But Housewives, no ma'am. She's boring. Let's move on. Because you already know what I'm going to say next. I'm just not getting Housewives from her. I'm not getting Housewives from her. I'm not. You said she's so weak. I really can't stand her. She's so boring. Yeah, when last episode, they were comparing Ashley to Cynthia. I said, no, ma'am. No, sir. Cynthia came out the gate. Honey, the cheekbones, the fashions, mama looked good. We had glamour. We had a storyline. We had a lot going on. We had reads. Stop. To say that there is no, Ashley is out of her depth when it comes to Housewives, period. Yes, very much Lizzie McGuire tease. Like, we are not 12 years old. It's just enough. Yes, she chased her husband and it shows. Child, a mess. You said Cynthia classed up Atlanta. She did. So now we move on to the next scene with Rula at the beach, and she's meeting up with Alicia. So they're having a cute little walk along the beach, walking along the beach. And Rula says that she feels guilty leaving her kids behind. And Alicia's like, oh, are they at camp? So she says, yeah, they're at camp. My mom is watching our daughter, Layla. So now Alicia says that her daughter's at camp too. It's a camp for girls where they teach women's empowerment, all that good stuff. So as they're talking, we see Joe Ellen's neighbor, Amanda, walk by. And she's like, oh my gosh, hey. So they stop and talk for a minute to Amanda. Now, I felt like that was intentional. For some reason, I feel like production called Amanda up, or Rula called Amanda up and said, hey, girl, we're filming at the beach. Come and join us, and we'll mic you up and everything. It was too much of a coincidence for y'all to meet each other at the beach. I don't know. I wasn't buying that it was a big coincidence. That's just me, though. But, honey, we find out that Amanda is Joe Ellen's neighbor, and they used to be really tight, but they fell out. Now, that's why I feel like it's not wise to get close to neighbors, because if you fall out, now it's really awkward and it's just annoying. I think, keep a safe distance, hi, bye, be cordial, make some small talk. But all this being friends with neighbors, I just feel like that's a setup for disaster, because if things go left, now you got to move. They have to, it's a hot mess. But I feel like Rula set that up. I don't believe that Amanda just so happened to be at the beach the same time they were at the beach filming. And no offense, though, Amanda looked like she is dying to be on the show. Amanda looked a bit thirsty and eager. She was so happy. Those cameras were on her. She was thrilled, honey. I said, yeah, Amanda wants to be on this show. And it's giving me that Amanda wants to spill the tea on Joe Ellen. Like, it gives me that. Amanda was planted, very much so, very much. Yes, she was already mic'd up. She had the mic pack on her back, everything. I say, yeah, Miss Mamas was told, hey, girl, you're not going to be getting paid, though. We're going to give you like a cute little a gas card, $25 gas card, a Panera gift card for your services, and that's it. Don't be looking for a check. And she said, okay, that's fine. A mess. They're trying to set Joellen up. They are. Hey, Jamie Tynan, thank you for the super chat. Liz is that friend that argues a point no matter how ridiculous or how much it hurts their friend. Yes, just trying to prove that they are right. Yes, it's annoying. She was so annoying in that last scene. It was like, enough. So now, and my thing is, if you're going to give us all this little juicy tea about, her and Amanda used to be good friends, but they fell out, tell us why. Rula, I kind of thought that it was just a bit lame of you to say, oh, yeah, she doesn't like Joe Ellen either, but not tell us why. What did Joe Ellen do to make them fall out? Like, either tell us the whole story or leave it on the playground. That's just me, though. So now Rula says, it just shows you that I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who has issues with Joe Ellen. She says that Joe Ellen stirred some kind of pots over there with Amanda. She thinks that she's a detective, but she's being a douche. So now Alicia's like, how did that whole thing happen between Joe Ellen and Amanda? And then Rula says, I feel bad because there are two sides to every story, but she felt stabbed in the back. Again, I'm not here for these half-baked stories. Tell us what happened. Why did Joelle and Amanda fall out? Y'all had Amanda mic'd up, ready to go for her 2 seconds of camera time. You might as well do us the favor and tell us what happened between them. Don't sit up here and bring all these side characters on and side shows on to not tell us the real truth. Just my opinion. That was a flop. They could have cut that little 2-second scene with Amanda because it didn't do anything. I didn't get any new information. I was like, okay, and what else? So what now? Like, where do we go from here? It was weird. Yes, the neighbor didn't say anything because Rula was like, oh, do you still talk to Joellen? And all she said was, no, I don't. Girl, tell us why. You did all this. You came all this way to be filmed and mic'd up. You might as well tell us what happened. Did she steal your husband? Did she did she steal money? Like, tell us. Because if I'm coming on for 2 seconds, I'm gonna make the most of my 2 seconds. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna shake something. Okay. That was nothing. I said, okay, girl. She might be coming back on another episode. Maybe Rula wanted a scene that wasn't in the bed. Amanda was like, I'll save it for when I'm hired. But then again, sometimes that doesn't work because sometimes production will find somebody else who already has a story. I don't know. I mean, did you see star quality from Amanda? You know what I'm saying? It was because I know Amanda, it wasn't like she was all super glammed up. It was like, I don't know if Amanda would have been a fit. So I feel like you gotta come out the gate swinging. Because I mean, if I were Amanda, I would have come out, babe, done, snatched. That cover up would have been off, bikini on, like it would have been everything. Like, well, I would have come on and made oh, who is that? Bring her on the show. Amanda came on and was like, okay, girl, and who is this? Like, yes, honey, no pieces, no hats. Yes, honey, make them want to hire you, honey. Give them something to work with, something to look at. Amanda was like a blip, honey, a blip on the screen. I said, okay, girl, we'll forget her next week. Honey, we're going to forget her by tomorrow, by the end of this recap. So, very forgettable child. So now, Amanda walks away. Again, they could have kept that little 2-second scene with Amanda, honey. I said, go ahead, girl, give us nothing. So now Alicia and Rula start talking about Rula. Oh, they start talking about Joellen. So Rula says, the last thing I want to do is spend time with Joellen at trivia night. There's been too much negativity surrounding Joellen, and I want to distance myself and protect my peace. She says, so I said it to myself, you will do everything but leave Brian. You will do everything but leave Brian. I said, the disruptor of your peace is in your home, and that is Brian. You will do everything but leave that cheating man. I just don't understand it. So now Alicia says, nobody's relationship is perfect. I'm not going to judge you because I've heard it all. So Rula says, I'm just trying to do everything to be zen and smile. So now she says, Brian used to kiss the ground that I walked on. So that's why it's so hard to believe that this can happen. I'm trying to repair it. Rula, the man has lost interest. He's no longer in love with you. Move on. Like, it doesn't matter about what he used to do. Let's talk about what's now, okay? In the words of Nene Leakes. It doesn't matter. The past is in the past. You cannot survive off of good memories alone. You need to have an active, what is going on present day? Is he still doing that now? No, he's with another, he wants another woman. That's not you, his wife. Save yourself the heartache, further heartache and pain. Stop trying to make things work with a man who already has both feet out the door. Why do you want to stay with a husband of yours who's a cheater and he does not want to be with you? This man is letting you know in every which way that he does not want you anymore, and you are grabbing him by his ankles. If he wants to go, let him go. And the good part is, sis, you have money. You have money of your own. You will not be struggling. You do well. You make 7 figures on your own. So I don't understand this. And before anybody says, oh, it's her culture, listen, Y'all know how I feel about that statement. That is the reason why folks are in horrible situations and the nonsense keeps cycling from generation to generation because of culture. It's time to break the toxic cycles. For women who are staying with cheating men because of they're afraid of what their community is going to say to them, it's very sad. Why do you have to live in unhappiness because of what folks are going to say about you? Folks are going to talk about you regardless. There is nothing that you can do in this world that's going to stop folks from talking about you. So do what you want to do in this life. We only have one life. We only have one shot at this. Do whatever you want is going to make you happy. You cannot live to appease your family or your aunts or your uncles or your mom and your dad. You're a grown woman. I just, and before the women who, they don't mind a little cheating. That's God bless you. God bless and Godspeed. Don't come in here with that nonsense saying, oh, you don't understand because, I don't want to hear it. I don't care what anybody says. I will never be a fan of women staying with a cheating husband. And if you are going to stay with a cheating husband, I hope that he's cashing out on you. And I hope that you have a side piece too. Because you want to cheat, fine, and I'll have my own on the side as well. Because it's going to be open on both sides. That's all I have to say about that. Yes, it's very true, Jamil. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Might as well live your life and live it to the fullest. Exactly. Congratulations, happy birthday. Exactly. Yes, very much so. Because there were women who were co-signing what K. Michelle was saying on Shannon Sharp's show the other day. You had a lot of women I saw in the comments on the neighborhood talk. They were saying, oh, K. Michelle ain't said nothing wrong, child. Because, I'm so sick and tired of all these women who act like cheating is a deal breaker. Grow up. There are more women than not who just want a man. There are more women than not who just want a man. They will put up with all sorts of stuff to say they have a man. And the sad part is accepting all that and struggling at the same. Like, can you imagine putting up with cheating and all this stuff, but yet you're still paying half of the bills and you can't even go get a manicure? Very sad. Very sad. A mess. And Dorothy, and a lot of them accept it if the man is broke and struggling and they're the ones paying the bills. A lot of women are very desperate. A lot. Because you see a lot of women, this whole thing about, oh, if he's rich, no. Because these broke men are out here cheating as well. And these women are up there housing a man, paying a man's bills, paying a man's way while he's cheating. A lot of broke folks together, and the woman is the breadwinner. So just saying, very male-centered. It's very sad. No, I'm very serious. You have these women up here putting up with all this, can't even get a manicure, can't even buy a pack of gum. Broke. But they have a man though. They have a husband though. But like, you should not be struggling with a man. Just listen, honey. Don't get me started because we'll talk. We'll be here all day. Hey, the Dime 10 Diva. Thank you for the super chat. Brooke, you see that tea that dropped about K. Michelle? No, what else is going on? When I tell you I'm so tired of hearing about K. Michelle and all this mess happening, I really can't. I am so tired. I feel like K. Michelle's been in the news cycle for the last 15 days and I am tired. So, yeah, the broke ones cheat the most. Yes, don't have two nickels to rub together. Exactly. It's very sad, but a lot of them are. I saw on TikTok, there were two women fighting over a man who's been in and out of shelters. And one of them was like, oh yeah, I'm the better woman because he comes when, I let him stay with me and I have a home and you're staying with your mama and whatever. And I'm like, imagine, first of all, fighting over a man is desperado behavior. If you are fighting over a man, there needs to be some self-evaluation. You've already lost. You've lost. If you are fighting over men, my grandma always said, only ugly women fight over men. Only ugly and desperate women fight over men. Because please. But yeah, there were I saw two women fighting over a man who's been in and out of shelters. They were at the clinic, mind you, because he got both of them pregnant at the same time. A hot mess. So very sad. Just, child. If I can find the TikTok video, I will clip it and I will put it up. Just very sad. So now Alicia says, look, I just want you to be happy. Whatever you choose to do, I'm in your corner. And Alicia says, when it comes to the video that I saw the other night at the castle, I still haven't told Rula about the video. She says that's brutal news to tell somebody who's had 2 kids. Also, Alicia, you're doing the right thing. Why even tell Rula? Rula has her mind made up that she's not going anywhere. And on top of that, stay out of married folks' business. 10 times out of 10, the wives are already okay with the husband cheating. They have some sort of arrangement. The woman is desperate and they're going to be mad at you. So just stay out of it. Like, stop trying to save your friend who's in a bad marriage. Stay out of it. So Alicia, again, you're doing the right thing. Let her do what she wants to do. She has her mind made up. She knows her man better than you do. She knows that he's still cheating on her. She's okay with that. She's made peace with that. So why even tell her about the video? Just saying. It's a mess. Hey, Rich the Fish, thank you for the super chat. I have K. Michelle fatigue. Same here. She's so exhausting. I feel the same way too. Yeah, they're always going to pick the man anyway. So now Alicia's like, how long have you guys been together? And Rula says, married for 9 years, together for 12. So now Alicia says, when I was younger, her dad left and her mom did take him back a few times. She did forgive him because she was struggling financially and emotionally, and she felt bad that she had this burden. I feel so bad. I feel so bad that Alicia had to deal with that. That's sad that her mom went back to a man that put them out their house and was a cheater. That's very sad. So now Alicia says, Rula, you have your own business. If he were to leave you or if you left him, you'd be good. You don't need him. You don't need a man. So she says, if Billy were to leave me, I'd have nothing. She says, basically, I'm on my own. I don't work. Everything is in his name. You're set up. Like, you're just fine. Now, Alicia, that is your fault. There is no way that I would have pushed out a child for that man and my name was not on the house and Pizza Mama. There's no way. Like, I just need women to wake up. There's no way that I'd be giving Billy legacy and he can't even put my name on the house. What do you mean I'm bearing your children and I can't get them? See, Alicia, do you have any uncles or nephews? Are there any men in the family that can talk some sense into Billy? Because that kind of stuff requires your father, uncle, brother, nephew coming to that house and forcing him to do the right thing and put your name on that deed. Just saying. She did it all wrong. The only saving grace for Alicia, like Jameer said, is the show. Alicia, you need to thank the Lord Jesus Christ that you are on the show now because you are on your way to millions on your own and people love you. You're the fan favorite. Your storyline is strong. You're a great personality. You look good. So your future is set, right? So you're good. But if you were not on this show, a hot ass mess. Yes, especially after what her mother went through. I'm so surprised that she wasn't more like, babe, if you want me to live with you and have your child, we got to get our ducks in a row. Put my name on this house. Put my name on this house. Yes. So she posted on her Instagram stories, she posted all these hypothetical questions about what do you guys think if your friend is giving her partner, her fiance or boyfriend or husband, her checks. And everybody was like, girl, is this about you? Like, please tell me you're not giving this man your Housewives checks. And then she deleted the story. Alicia, if that was your way of letting us know that you're giving that man your money, you are a bigger fool than I thought. Where is your checking account? Where is your, I don't why are you, I'm praying to God that was a hypothetical question and that wasn't about you. I'm praying to God that you're not giving him your first season Housewives checks. I'm praying to God that you are not dumb enough to do that. He should not even be asking or even thinking about your money, especially if he's a millionaire himself with his businesses. He's doing well. He doesn't need to be thinking about your money. Alicia, I need you to get it together. I need you to get it together. Please, you have a daughter. Stop. I was so irritated. I saw the screenshots on Twitter and I was mind blown. Yeah, I'm in shock. I'm really in shock. He wants her dependent on them. I'm praying to God that that's not the case. I really hope not. He definitely asked for those checks. She needs to have 2 or more accounts. I agree. Why does he need your check, Alicia? Exactly. He's also an attorney. Exactly. He's billing on the show anyway. You said he's a finance guy, so I believe it. Y'all, I'm praying to God that she's not giving him her money. So now Rula says, here's the thing. If anything were to happen and you feel like you can't get things figured out right now, it's going to be 5 times worse later. And she's right. She says, then there's your daughter to think about. What steps are you doing to take care of yourself? So Alicia says, I need to take the time rather than sweeping it under the rug and educate myself a little bit more. I said, Alicia, the time is right now. Chop, chop. Rula, I love how you have all this advice for Alicia, but you can't listen to any advice when it comes to leaving that cheating husband of yours. Just really comical how that goes, but I digress. So Alicia says that she's nervous to claim a stake in Pizza Mama. It was her idea. And Rula says, well, get your financial ducks in a row right now. Alicia says she doesn't. She used to put away $10 a week. Rula was like, well, that's better than nothing. Alicia, I really have to ask, how much is Billy giving you? I'm getting the impression that the only access that you have are the credit cards. And credit cards, that's not cash. We need cash in hand, right? Like, credit cards are great, fabulous, love them down. But in this situation, the way he can cut those credit cards off, we need you to have cash. And what is this allowance that he's giving you? If you're only putting away $10 a week, that means he's giving you, what is he giving you? $200? Like what? Like, I'm confused by this whole entire thing. And I need you to take heed quickly. You said a credit card in his name and she made to ask permission before using it. My God. She has nothing liquid, and that's a big problem. A Venmo card, and he puts a little something on it. Oh my gosh. Alicia, I'm going to say it right now. You better not be giving that man your Housewives checks. And especially as your checks increase, because Rhode Island will be here for another 5-10 years. Those checks will be increasing, and you will be seeing $500,000, $600,000, almost $1 million if you play your cards right. You will be seeing top tier money real soon. So I need you to get yourself together quickly and figure this out quickly. And do not give that man $1 of your money. Please. Yes, you don't trust the man with your money. You don't. You don't. So now we get to the next scene with Joelle and Liz, Kelsey, with their husbands and Billy, Kelsey's new boyfriend. They're having a triple date. And is it just me? But I don't see any chemistry on Kelsey's end when it comes to her and Bill. I see, the way they were holding hands, walking up to the restaurant, it just looks so fake. They just look so stiff. She does not like that man. That's not the man that she wants. Bill is along for the ride. He's happy to have her and he's happy to be on TV, but that is not her dream guy. And if her ex called her up and said, I want you back, she'd be there in a heartbeat. And Bill knows it. But honey, Bill is just there, honey. A bump on a log. Embarrassing. So they all sit down at the table, and Kelsey says, contrary to what Rosie said, I don't suck dick for a career. I went from one boyfriend to the next, and I suck his for free. I said, well, girl, sucking it for free, that's even worse. Can Bill even get your nails done? Can Bill put any on the light bill? Like, girl, you talk about, I suck it for free, girl. I said, okay, girl, congratulations, happy birthday. Can he buy you a gift? Can he take you to Neiman's? Girl, is that a flex? It is worse. I was like, is that like a flex? And we know it's for free because Bill looks broke. Can Bill afford a hat? Okay. Like, exactly, Jesse. Where is a saddle? Can he buy you a saddlebag? Like, stop. Can he buy you a hat? Yes. Kelsey is so bothered by Rosie's reads. She's very bothered, honey. She keeps bringing them up. Bill can't afford it. Broke and musty. So Kelsey says the guys hang out with Bill a lot, but it's their first time all being together on a triple date, right? So now Liz is like, oh, it's been a minute. And now they bring out the drinks. And Kelsey says, oh my gosh, my drink is straight alcohol. So Liz says, well, maybe you need it. So now Joellen's like, wait, what happened with you today? So Kelsey says, well, what do you know? So Joellen says, well, a few hours earlier, Rosie called me up telling me what happened. So we see a flashback of Rosie telling Joellen about what happened when Kelsey came over and it was a hot mess. So Liz is like, oh, I'm just so shocked that she called you up because last time I checked, you and Rosie are not best buddies. She says, that's why I called Joellen a banana peel, because you never know what's going to go on with her. You're walking around that you might slip right on it. So now they go on this. So production's like, do you think that Joellen plays both sides? And Liz says, yes, that's what I think. So now Liz says, I want to hear Rosie's account of what happened between you two. And Joellen says, yeah, she told me that you came to her house with a speaker saying the house police. And then you made a joke about her square footage. And she was upset about that. So Liz is like, wait, was Kelsey being combative? No, was Rosie being combative? So Kelsey says, yes, she was. And one thing led to another. If somebody says that you pulled up to somebody else's house with a siren throwing shade, the only response is, Kelsey, you were wrong for that. For Liz to say, well, was she being combative? Liz, wrong road. Kelsey pulled up into that woman's driveway on some BS. If somebody pulled up to at your doorstep saying, house please, you'd be pissed. I just feel like I understand that Kelsey is your friend. That's your girl. I love that for you. But you have to be honest. Your friend effed up and she is in the wrong here. And it's annoying that you just won't own that. She's wrong. And you keep trying to find loopholes to make it look like Kelsey's in the right and she's not. Liz isn't like Rosie anyway. That's the real truth of the matter. So Kelsey says, she told me that my career is dick sucking. So Liz is like, wait, what? She said that? So now all the guys start laughing. So now Liz's husband, Jerry, says, well, Billy knows that that's not true. And they all start laughing at that. I said, well, Jerry, this one over here is saying that she does it to Billy for free. So Billy does know all about it. Okay. He's reaping the benefits with no money in his pocket, but I digress. So now, Kelsey says that she called me a slam pig. So Gary's like, wait, she called you a slam pig? And Kelsey said, yeah, she called me that. So now they're all like, wait, what does that even mean? So now Kelsey reads the definition of a slam pig. And the definition is a promiscuous woman who's big and ugly, who pumps and dumps. So she's like, does that look like me? Like, look at the material, honey. Do I look like any of that? Like, no. So please. So Liz is like, oh, I don't like those derogatory phrases. Liz, we see you hollering and cursing at folks and carrying on. For you to act like, oh, I don't like those phrases. Y'all all sit up there and call each other all sorts of names on any given day. Just saying. So now, Kelsey says that she attacked me at the door. She threw my ish out the door. And I said, you deserved it. You tried to hit her in her own home. You're lucky that your stuff got thrown out and that she didn't push you down those stairs. So Kelsey, if I were you, I would count it all joy that that's all she did. Because had you pushed me in my own home, I'm going to just leave it right there. I'm going to leave it right there. So now, Joellen says, I'm kind of worried about tomorrow's trivia night because Rosie's not going to go if you go. So Kelsey's like, well, bye, Rosie. Like, I don't want her there. She says, I'd rather chew glass than have trivia night with Rosie Woods. Girl, the way you're always saying Rosie's name, babe, you want to be in that lady's skin. You are obsessed with her. So now Kelsey says, I do want to ask you all something. Do you think that it's bad or normal if you break up with somebody that you've been with for a long time and they still pay for things? So Liz says that's completely fine. Like, girl, get your stuff, get your things. So now Jerry says, yeah, when I was living with Liz, her ex-boyfriend would come over and stuff money underneath the doorway. Now, hold on. I thought that Jerry was a wealthy man prior to him and Liz getting together. Liz, don't tell me that you built Jerry up. Don't tell me it's a situation where he's only rich because of you. Because what do you mean he was living in your home before you guys got married? Why a man should not be moving into with a woman? It should be the other way around. I don't believe in men moving in with women. I said, what does that mean? And then and the fact that he was proud of the fact that her ex-boyfriend was slipping money under the door. Jerry came in with 3 daughters too. Ooh, clock that. It's giving Bill demand. Was it Dino? Oh, it might have been. Jesse, you're right. Liz did say that in the first episode. She said we built our life together. And then when she told Dolores, or she told Kelsey or Dolores that they both their money is pooled together. And I was just like, time out. Yeah, you're right. It is giving a Bill demand situation. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. And then, like one of y'all just said in the other chat, he got money eventually from sports fishing. Now it's making sense on why he felt the need to leave the home to do sports fishing, because he probably didn't feel like a man because she built him up. All roads lead to you do not help men. You do not build men up. You're right. She did say that. And Dino was around too. It all makes sense, honey. No wonder Liz likes Bill for Kelsey. Child, it might be because he can't speak about where he gets his money from, given what Dino's going through. Oh, that's a good point too. Child, and then have the nerve to be gone on the water. And they are cousins. Oh, I keep forgetting about that. That's why there's no beef with Dino. Listen, I have no idea when this madness started, but it is time for us to get back to Christ. It is time for us to get back to Christ, because the amount of women who are providing for men, it is making me nauseous just thinking about it. Like, it is crazy. Like, I don't know where this new phenomenon has come from where women are supporting men. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Oh, that's a good question. Who bought the boat? Oh, inquiring minds want to know. Now, I want to know too, who did buy the boat? That's a very good. She told Alicia they're 50. Yeah, she did. She did say they were 50-50. When she talked to Alicia's house about Alicia's issues with Billy, she sure did. A hot mess. Liz likely bought it as a gift. We're supposed to be the rib, not the pocketbook. Exactly. So now Gary's like, well, does he ask for anything in return? So Kelsey says, yeah. She makes a joke and says, oh, yeah, I got to blow him once a week. So they all start laughing. Now, mind you, they all laughed, but Bill was not laughing. And I get why he wasn't laughing. First of all, Kelsey, you don't like this man because you're always bringing up your ex. Anybody who's in love with their new person, they're not bringing up their ex. The fact that you're bringing up that your ex still pays the bills and he's still doing stuff for you, it shows that you don't respect him. You have Bill over there looking stupid. Bill was not pleased at that joke you made about you go blow your ex once a week because he still pays for your stuff. That's one of those jokes that you make with your girlfriends, not with your man right there. Like, I just feel like you don't want this man. You don't want this man. You don't. He was annoyed. I was like, Kelsey, girl, you don't like him. And it shows. And you still want your ex because you would not be talking about him at the rate that you do. You said Bill Quavius is a bum. Why are we having this conversation with Bill here? The men low-key clown Bill as well. They do. I catch the slick shade that they throw Bill's way. A mess. So now Kelsey says, I was with him for 10 years. It wasn't like I got alimony. So Liz says, yeah, it's common law. It's a marriage. You guys are pretty much married. So Bill says, I understand all that. I don't have an issue with that, but I don't want him paying for her stuff while we're together. Like, that's my woman. You making me look bad, right? So now Kelsey makes a joke and she's like, I don't want to be homeless like Alicia was. That was so nasty. And I really hope that they ran that back at the reunion, because you guys just filmed the reunion last week. I hope that if they ran that back, I hope Alicia tore you up for that, because that was nasty work. Why would you say that? That wasn't it. Why would you bring up a friend's plight with homelessness. Like, that was so rude. And then the fact to bring it up from the other husbands, that was nasty. That was really, I was like, and if Alicia gets on you, I don't want to hear any crying. That was really nasty of you to say that. And I wish Alicia never told that story. So of course, this opens the door for them to talk about Alicia. So Joellen says, oh, Gary, I want to know. I was just asking when I got back from the trip. I was asking you, Gary, when was Alicia ever homeless? Remember that Alicia and Gary grew up together. They were like pretty much like brother and sister, all that, right? So Gary says, well, I don't know where all that came from. So Liz says, yeah, when she said that, I was taken aback too. So she says, Alicia's always had a very good life. You can't tell somebody about their upbringing. They've been them for their entire life. How can you tell her what she went through? You weren't there every single day. You don't know what happened from the day to day. How dare you tell her about her own life? Where do you get off on? Like, who are you feeling like, Liz? Like, this is so, like, it's so messed up of you to do this. You can't tell her what she went through. So now Joellen says, Alicia said that her dad took the house. They had to move in with their grandmother. That's not sleeping under the stars or in a sleeping bag. You're at somebody else's home. Now, Joellen, girl, you know I've been riding for you, right? Listen, I'll give you your 10s. Babe, you clear. You have star quality. You're a great fit for the show, right? But in this instance, if Alicia curses you out, I won't be upset. You're flip-flopping, because later on in the episode, in that last scene, you're sitting up there trying to be Alicia's advocate, but yet you're sitting up here running your mouth talking about her, but oh, it's not that serious. She wasn't homeless. At the end of the day, Alicia did suffer from a form of homelessness. Why is that so hard for folks to wrap their minds around? She did not have a home of her own. Her and her mom were bouncing around from family to family at the grandmother's in a basement. That's not your home. Okay. Yes, she wasn't in a car. She wasn't on a park bench. She wasn't at a shelter. She wasn't on the grass. She wasn't in a tent under a bridge. But it was a form of homelessness. Why is that so hard for y'all to wrap your minds around? And Joellen, I don't like how you're trying to flip-flop around this. It's not right. And why do you care? And who gives you the right to say what her experience was as a child? And it still sucks however way you slice it. If you don't have your own home, it sucks. So what are you talking about? Oh, well, she wasn't sleeping in a car under the stars. Okay, fine. It wasn't that bad, but it still was bad. She didn't have her own room, didn't have her own house. She's in her grandma's basement. So like, how dare y'all? Because if somebody downplayed what you went through, because let Alicia or Kelsey or anybody on that cast downplay what you experienced. What if somebody said, oh, well, when your mom sent you away, it wasn't that bad. It was like boarding school. You would have somebody's head if they downplay what you went through. Don't sit up there and downplay what Alicia went through. And on top of that, Joanne, what makes it worse is the fact that you and Alicia had that heart-to-heart in the last episode. That was a very touching scene. So for you to turn around and try to expose what you guys talked about and downplay her, I didn't like that. I did not like that. Like, where do you get off on this? And also, why is this dinner table conversation? You're telling me you're at this beautiful restaurant enjoying your steaks and truffle potatoes and this and that and the third, and you're talking about a friend who used to be homeless? You really are pressed to talk about this, because why are we talking about this? Why are we gossiping about somebody's struggles? And that's I can see if it's an enemy, but this is your friend. Who does that? I was so annoyed. They don't have any class. No, they don't. Liz has a nasty spirit. Alicia and her mom were homeless. They were bed hopping. Yes, they were from relative. Alicia was about 8 years old. Don't deny her feelings. I agree. Alicia was a child. Those traumas stay with her. Exactly. Baby, I would have went low with Liz, honey. Exactly. So now, they don't have any sympathy. A friend like that is a friend to no one. You said not just a friend, a close family friend. Yes, that's the other element. They're all family friends with Alicia. They are all family friends. There is no reason for them to be sitting up there dissecting her story like she's lying about what happened to her when she was a child. I don't like that. So now, Liz says, and by the way, her dad can't take away the house, can he? Liz, you weren't there. Why do you care so much? Why are you trying to poke holes in Alicia's story? Like, what is wrong with you? So now Alicia, she says, I know I have a soft spot for Alicia. I know her mom, I know her aunts, I know her family. So I know who she is. And I said what I said, that she was never homeless. So Gary says, my mom and her mom go way back. They've been best friends since they were 17 years old. I can speak firmly about her childhood. I would have known if they were homeless. Kelsey says she wasn't homeless. She exaggerated a little bit. She's been hanging around Rosie a bit too much. Kelsey, I hope that Alicia ripped you a new asshole at this reunion. For you to say that she exaggerated about her story, that is nasty. Gary, at the end of the day, I understand that you and Alicia grew up together and you guys were like brother and sister, but that is not your right for you to say, well, no, that didn't happen. I can speak firmly on it. I understand that. But at the same token, sometimes folks are going through things they don't want to talk about or disclose the intricacies of what's going on. I'm sure that Alicia's mom felt so ashamed. She did not want to say what was really happening in the household. She probably put a smile on their face, acts like everything was all good, and they didn't discuss it outside of family. But for you to invalidate what she went through is not right. Again, I don't know why we're talking about what somebody's trauma at a dinner where we're having a triple date trying to have a good time. I'm not talking about, like, I don't care to talk about somebody else's trauma when I'm having dinner. I don't care. I'm too self-centered for that. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about what we're doing in life. Why are we talking about other people, especially somebody that we claim is a friend? It's really weird. I was annoyed. I was really irritated. I was really irritated by that. Hey, Robert B., thank you for the super chat. I love Joellen on the show, but she's a master gaslighter, LOL. The amount of times I immediately thought of you, Brooke. The couple's dinner, Alicia's presentation, Liz and Alicia going at it, Kelsey, sorry, Sash. Bye, Kelsey. Listen, I was too done throughout so many scenes in this episode. Hey, Blue Hoodie, thank you for the super chat. Remember how confused the housekeeper seemed by Kelsey? Interesting. It makes sense now because she was probably thinking, girl, he kicked you out of this house a long time ago. Why are you here? Why are you filming? Why are you still filming? Like, why are you acting like you're still together? He kicked you out 2 years ago. Why are you in here? I don't take orders from you. Because you're right. The housekeeper did look like, girl, why are you trying to boss me around? I don't work for you anymore. You don't live here. You're not his girlfriend. So why are you telling me to pick the lemon seeds out of your lemons and open the wine for you? Open your own wine. Because the way that housekeeper looked at her, like, she had her eyebrow raised, like, girl, I'm not cleaning up after you. You don't even live here, girl. You're right. That is very true. The housekeeper was confused, very much so. Because Kelsey talking about, oh yeah, can you please pick the lemons out of my lemon, please? And she was looking at her like, girl, I don't work for you anymore, honey. Please, this is my house when he's not here. I don't work for you, and you guys have been broken up. Very much so. Hey, Jab Styles, thank you for the super chat. Am I missing something? Rosie came in messy from day one until she got checked by Joellen and Alicia and cried. Perpetual victim act is tired. Was Rosie a little bit messy on day one? Yes. But was she like a certain person on Potomac? No. I don't think that the heat that she's getting warrants. I don't think that what she's done has warranted the amount of smoke that she's getting, in my opinion. I don't. I think that they're just being nasty. I think that there is some jealousy involved when it comes to Rosie, in my opinion. Hey, Rich the Fish, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Brooke, you eat all these hairstyles down. Thank you so much. Hey, okay, and Dee Dee, thank you for the super chat. Women like Ruler are laid up in bed with their biggest enemy. She's in denial about their marriage and is only prolonging the inevitable. I agree. Hey, okay, and Dee Dee, thank you for the super chat. Why is Liz acting like this? If she was a true friend, she would listen and be supportive. Being displaced is a form of homelessness. At that young of an age, I can't imagine. Exactly. Hey, okay, and Dee Dee, thank you for the super chat. I wonder if Liz would feel the same way if this happened to Alicia as an adult. People are so dismissive of children's experiences. I agree. I think that Liz, the way Liz is acting now, I would not be surprised if Liz were dismissive of experiences now. The way Liz said that she's not a nurturer, she's not soft and cuddly. I could see Liz still being the same way this happened to Alicia now, in my opinion. Hey, High Vibe, thank you for the super chat. They reduced Alicia's experience to a question of semantics. Yes, instead of accepting that it was traumatic. Her father abandoned them. Exactly. I just don't, yes, the heat does not match the crime. I agree. I just don't think that when someone's telling you about their trauma and they're being vulnerable and opening up to you, it's not your place to try to correct them or play semantics. I think you need to shut up and listen, keep your mouth closed, offer support, a shoulder to lean on, and keep it moving. But all this, well, that's not what that means. And are you sure it was that? And I don't remember it being like that. You can't do that to somebody. And Liz, if somebody brought up your trauma, you'd be very upset. So I just think it's not right and it's not fair. You almost turned that table over when Rula made that nasty remark about the whole kids situation. So I just think that for somebody, who's sensitive about things in your life, you would have more compassion for Alicia. Just saying. So I just don't think it's fair that they are sitting up here and diminishing what Alicia went through. I don't. Yeah, I don't understand why Liz was so offended by Alicia's perspective in the first place either. Yeah, I think that Liz keeps saying that she wants to make sure that Alicia isn't blasted by people who have been affected by homelessness. I understand, making sure that your friend doesn't say something stupid, but I feel like she still is allowed to tell her story. And that is a form of homelessness. And people who want to be mad will just be mad then. If they don't like what she's saying, like you can't censor yourself to that extreme where you can't say anything, because somebody's going to always try to misconstrue what you're saying. Okay, it happens to me. I can say I like apples, and you have folks saying, "Oh, so you hate grapes? Then you hate people who eat grapes." There's always going to be somebody out there trying to twist your words, be a contrarian, be a hater. So let Alicia tell her story. So I think Liz is jealous of Alicia's natural star power. I can see that. Liz was giving respect your elders a bit, like she knows more about Alicia than Alicia does. Yeah, she was. I just think that Alicia has the right. They're being yes, they are being contrarians. I agree, they are. Liz is definitely. Liz was overcorrecting. Yes, you can't appease everybody. You can't. You cannot. So now it is the day of Ashley and Jared's trivia night at Audrey's. And Ashley says, we have a lot riding on this. It's our place of business. We don't want any drama going down. She says that to combat the issues, she is seating them at different tables. So it's going to be one table with Rosie, another table with Kelsey. I said, when has that ever helped anything on Housewives? But I digress. So we see all the ladies arriving. Rosie's there first. Ashley does let her know that Kelsey is coming. So Rosie's like, well, she better stay the F away from me. So Ashley's like, don't worry, you'll be at separate tables. And again, the separate tables did not help a thing. So now we have Liz arrive, and Liz is like, oh, how are you doing, Rosie? So Rosie says, I'm great. Now we have Joellen arrive, and Ashley informs them that Rula will not be in attendance. It's clear that Rula was supposed to be a friend of, because the way Miss Mamas has missed about 75% of her scenes. So now Joellen's asking Rosie how she's doing today because, of what happened the day before. So Rosie says, I felt disrespected in my own home. So Liz says, can we be honest? Was there a part of you that wanted to zing her and get her back? Liz, why are you so hell-bent on making this like it was Rosie's fault? Kelsey started this whole entire fight with Rosie for no reason. She came to the woman's house with a bullhorn and a siren, throwing shade about suspect says 8,000 square feet and it's only 8,000 inches. She came out swinging. She came out on some BS. Why can't you just say, you know what, my girl was wrong for that? You are just determined to spin this like Rosie was in the wrong, and it's really pissing me off. It's annoying. So now, what I was really getting annoyed with is the fact that Liz kept interrupting. Rosie was trying to tell her side, and even Joellen was like, Liz, can you please let her speak? And I've noticed this about Liz. Liz gets upset when you call her out for interrupting. I'm like, Liz, let folks talk. And Liz, I understand that you feel like you're the oldest in the group and you have seniority and all this stuff, but it's like, Miss Mamas, everybody's an adult. They might be younger than you, but they are all adults too, girl. So I don't like all that, you have to listen to me and I can talk over you and cut you off and interrupt you. No, babe, because if it were me, I would have said, now, Liz, either you're going to stop talking or I'm going to get up and I'm going to sit somewhere else and ignore you. Pick your choice, but I'm not going to sit up here and go back and forth with you and you cut me off every time I try to speak. And and Lizzie was saying a whole bunch of nothing. I said, girl, let her speak. What is going on? Exactly. She got mad at Alicia at Newport when Alicia cut her off. So it's like, Liz, you can cut other people off, but they can't cut you off. How does that work? No, when I tell you, I was so glad that Joellen checked Liz too. I was like, oh my gosh. So now, Rosie finally tells her side, and Liz says, I know that you feel disrespected, but was she really disrespected, or was it just the fact that she can't take a joke? Liz, I hope that somebody jokes on you about something that you're upset about, and let's see how you feel. I said, okay, for you to still sit up there and blame this on Rosie is wild to me. So now we have Alicia arrive, and Jared kicks off trivia night with the first question. Now, this trivia night, all of the questions were about Disney shows and Disney movies. The first question is about, what was the piggy bank's name in Toy Story? That's the best you can do for trivia night? Those are that's the best you can do? Usually trivia nights, it's a little bit more, that's the best. When I tell you, I thought that the piggy's name was Piggy Bank in Toy Story. So I was like, what? What? It just made no sense. Trivia night was an epic fail. When I tell you that Jared and Ashley are the epitome of simple living, for all the simple girls out there, don't get mad at me, but I'm just not here for the simple life. I want to see glamour. Ashley's on here with a functional hairstyle, a functional bob. The trivia question should have been better, because if the next question was, I overheard, he was like, what was the name of somebody in another Disney movie? I was like, is this all Disney related? This is the trivia night, the best you can do? They could have still done better than that, though. You could have picked questions off of the game shows. He could have watched the Game Show Network and gotten some questions down for that. You could have done better than that. I'm sorry. Listen, but this is country. Because, honey, the suburban here in New York, listen, okay, they have their things, they have their pieces, okay? The women are driving their Audis and Beamers and Benzes and G-Wagons and Rolls Royces and Range Rovers stacked down. Ashley's giving none of that. It's giving like a scrunchie for a bracelet. No shade. Child, I'm just... where your pieces at? Where's your Lululemon at, Ma? Where's your piece? Where's your stuff? Let's move on. It's getting very much Uggs, turned over Uggs that you've had for a really long time, going to ShopRite. No shade. No shade. No shade. No shade. No shade. No shade. Let's move on, honey, because I don't feel like fighting the Simple Living fans today, okay? Yes, yes. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Yes. When she wore that denim jumper in that scene where they're at the restaurant depot, it definitely gave like, she was really like, oh, we're getting spicy tonight. It gave very much like, like suburban moms, like gone wild, country moms gone wild, like very much like it was date night down to the Red Lobster for unlimited shrimp. Like it just gave like she just knew that she was eating down in that denim jumper. With the bra peeking out in the back. I'm like, girl, just very 2010 coded. Yes, like the let Yes, very much date night at Applebee's, honey, Chili's, get you, a big old drink, very much that, okay? Very much Olive Garden, Longhorn, TGI Fridays teas, honey. Very much so. Monopoly and a spritzer, honey. Y'all have me screaming. Yes, honey, bless her heart, honey. You guys have me, yes, honey, dollar margaritas, yes. Okay, y'all have me yelling so bad. Now I want to go to Red Lobster. Yes, very much triple dipper teas, honey. That appetizer sampler teas at Applebee's. Yes, very much so. Like date night, like we're doing it big. Like you take a boomerang of the drinks, like. Very much so. She would have thrived in the 50s, not gonna lie. And Outback with the kids' tea. Yes. On their way to downtown Disney, honey. Yes. Not even Cheesecake Factory, honey. Exactly. Right. Yes. Okay. Yes, very much like PF Chang's is like, woo! That's the height of everything. Like, what? Listen, let's move on. Let's move on. A Cheddar's tea, okay? Chili said she can see if Gina and Emily are her servers, okay? All right, y'all. Yes, honey. Very much like Red Ruby. Is that the Red Ruby? That's the or Ruby Tuesdays. That's what the burgers? Ruby Tuesdays. She gives very much a Ruby Tuesdays tea. Very much so. All right. You said, oh my gosh, let the girl be, honey. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, Red Robin. Okay, Ruby Tuesday. Okay, thank you. Red Robin. Yes, Red Robin. They're like very much a Red Robin tea. Yes, bottomless fries at Red Robin. Yes. You said move along, Claudia. Y'all, please, enough, honey, because I don't feel like having the girls trying to get mad and say, Brooke, what's wrong with that? What's wrong? Da-da-da-da-da. Everybody's not like, I don't want to hear it. Let's just move on. Let's just move on, okay? You said she's been dragged enough. You said, see, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. You guys are so funny. Let's move on, honey. Let's move on. Yes, honey. Let's move on, honey. Oh my gosh. Yes. What Nene didn't have in money her first 2 seasons, she made up for in personality and storylines. You can't compare Nene to Ashley. That's a huge stretch. I mean, Ashley is dull. Nene made up for it. Nene said, okay, the money might not be there. The fashions might not be there. But we have this personality. We're going to crank it up, put it on 10, and deliver until I can become rich and fabulous. And she did. Oh my gosh. You guys are, yes, Nene had charisma and she was funny. We aren't getting either from Ashley. Nene came in with star power from day one. Exactly. Yes, Nene might have been eating at Applebee's weight. But she gave us moments, honey. Ashley's giving us naps. Okay, Nene was whipping that Nissan Murano. I remember that. And then she hit it. She hid it behind the tree, and the production was so shady. They showed it when she was walking to Kim's house to tell Kim off. A mess. Okay, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. A lot of these girls do not have Nene's charm. Yes, honey, Nene had personality and she had charisma. All right, y'all, let's move on. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, early Atlanta was a time. Yes, Nene wasn't living simply. Yeah, honey, Nene had her. Let's move on. Let's move on. Nene was making $1 out of 15 cents, honey, those first 2 seasons. She came on with that one Gucci bag from the outlet and pooched on through, honey, and did her big one, honey, until she could get the Louis and the Chanel and the Birkins and the Prada and the Fendi, honey. She did her big one. Oh my gosh. Why are we comparing Nene to Ashley? You said Ashley is getting whacked today, honey. Let's move on. Let y'all please move on, honey. Move on. All right, y'all. Yes, honey, you feel them, right? You feel them. They're about to come bust through the chat and tear this chat up. So let's just move on. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Please. All right, y'all. Yeah, no, we are on a time crunch too, so we got to speed this up. We got about 20 minutes. I got about 20 minutes left. So now we have, so he asked the question about, what was the piggy bank's name in Toy Story? So Alicia says, was it Bacon? And Joellen says, I wrote down Slam Pig because that's what Rosie called Kelsey yesterday. So Alicia's like, wait, what? She says, but I understand it though. Rosie's had enough. She's always a punching bag. So now, as they're talking about Kelsey comes in and she busts through that door with a sash that says Miss Slam Pig USA. So they're all like, wait, is she serious? Girl, you are so thirsty. I mean, you are so pressed and bothered because really, like the sash, it wasn't giving. You wanted this moment. It did not give, girl. It was a flop to me. So Alicia's like, she's beauty. She's great. She's Miss Slam Pig United States. Kelsey says, if she's going to call me a slam pig, I'm going to wear it with pride. I guess, girl, it didn't give what you thought. Yes, it was like Angie K levels of desperation. Yes. So now we have them all chuckling at this sash. I was so irritated when Kelsey walked over to Rosie's table and she was like, hi, Rosie. Like, you see the sash? Like, and it was like, girl, you want her attention. You just said, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to see her face. But the first person that you go over to Rosie's table to make sure that she sees you with the sash on. Babe, the way Rosie paid you dust, I was so here for it. I said, thank God. Rosie was like, girl, get the F out of my face. You're a loser. I said, get her again. Get her for me. Because what do you mean? You want her attention so bad. You claim that you don't like her, but every chance you get, you're always talking about Rosie. Like, please make it make sense. I'm not understanding. Yes, it's giving Heather and Whitney with Lisa, very much so. So now you have Alicia trying to play mediator to get to the bottom of why they don't like each other. She wants them to just, come together. So now Alicia says, I like Rosie. I want to defend her, but sometimes I feel like I can't defend her because of you guys, meaning because of Liz and Joellen being close to Kelsey, and she's close to them as well. So Rosie says, listen. So Joellen says, listen, she was obviously trying to be funny and she hurt your feelings. So Rosie says, no, it wasn't a joke. She did hurt my feelings. She was mocking me the minute she pulled up to my house, and she did. Coming in there with a blowhorn to attack me. So now Kelsey's like, I didn't attack you. So Rosie's like, girl, shut the F up. Yes, you did. So Rosie says, everybody's been team Kelsey. Y'all all let her attack me. I'm tired of it. So at this point, they all start yelling at each other. And mind you, the whole flow of trivia night has been ruined. Everybody is staring at them. So now you have Ashley yelling, and she's like, I'm so tired of all the effing yelling and fighting all the time. And even Joellen is like, girl, you're embarrassing yourself at your own place. Ashley, instead of, I don't know what you thought you were doing, babe, I was embarrassed. On top of that, Ashley, if I were you, all that you had to say was, this is my husband's establishment. Y'all all can go outside with all that. I would have tapped them all on the shoulder and said, oh no, babe, it's time to go. We don't do this here. But for you to stand there in the middle and then start shouting, and then your voice was all warbly, you were about to cry. It just didn't do what you thought. I was embarrassed. I was like, girl, what is going on? Just kick them out. Then things got worse because you storm off and start crying to your husband. And when I tell you, I had even more embarrassment for you because your husband was like, girl, go to the back with all that crying. He was like, don't do all that here. He said, stop crying. He said, go to the office and cry over there. He didn't comfort you. He didn't hug you. He didn't say, oh, it's going to be all right, babe. Don't cry. He was like, go to the back with all that. He said, calm down and relax. I said, wow. I said, girls, is this your husband? Is this your man? Is this your, I'll be damned. My friend's over there acting a fool at our establishment, and I'm coming to you for some comfort, and you tell me to shut the F up and cry in the back? A mess. I said, girl, that's what you get for chasing a man. I mean, he don't give an F. Yeah, he sure did. He was so sick of all that. He is so sick of her. So now, the worst part was you did all that to come back to the table, and you were like, you guys, I'm sorry for losing my cool. I'm just tired of all this fighting. I said, girl, so you did all that. You made that scene for what? You made that entire scene for that to come back. I said, okay, girl. So now Alicia's like, listen, Rosie and Kelsey, Rosie did not F your boyfriend. You didn't F her husband. This whole thing is so stupid. Let's just get this over with. Let's all move on. Rosie says it wasn't just the joke. It was everything leading up to the joke. It's been weeks of you attacking me. So Kelsey's like, look, when it comes to Rosie, she can't accept defeat. Girl, the only person defeated is you. You're over here wearing a Slam Pig sash, girl. So now at this point, we have Rosie and Kelsey just going at it. And now Liz hides underneath the table. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not getting on anybody's dirty floor. Okay? Liz, this was stupid. It was giving like you wanted a moment. This moment did not eat. This was giving me like something that Emily or Gina would do on OC for attention. I don't know what the point was, because then Joellen and Alicia all got down on the floor. I was like, for what? We're getting on a dirty floor for what? Like, it's embarrassing. It was just weird. I'm not getting, honey, my good outfit, my good shoes. I'm not crouching on the floor. I'm not getting this. What? I got Dior and Fendi on me. I'm not, what? I got a Loewe fit on. I'm not ruining the Loewe to get on the dirty floor. Like, who does that? What are we doing? It was a mess. Y'all all look so stupid. It did not land at all. They all look dumb. Yes, exactly. I don't either. I said, well, God bless, unless somebody else pick it up. I don't even pick up change, honey. Exactly. It was so embarrassing. Yeah, I'm not getting on the floor on purpose. So it was so stupid. So now we do have Rosie saying that she wants to go home. She's tired of it. Kelsey's antagonizing her. It's clear that Kelsey just wants to fight. Like, she just wants to get under Rosie's skin. So now Rosie storms out. She says, this clique needs to stop clicking. You all need to F off. So now Ashley's about to cry, and Joellen is mocking her. She's like, don't cry, don't cry. And I said, Ashley, I need you to get a backbone, because Joellen's saying to you, like, don't cry. I know you want to cry. Don't cry. That would really set me off. Joellen, girl, I like you. I still like you, but you're really pissing me off lately. I'm not liking this. The fact that you always make fun of her crying, it's just like, you don't like that girl. You don't like her or Rosie, and it shows. And Ashley, I'm going to say it just like this. And for all the Ashley defenders, that's fine. But I'm standing on what I'm saying. This is not the show for Ashley. If every minute that you're crying and falling out and carrying on, this is not the show for you. You just can't keep up. Respectfully. So now we get to Alicia at home, and Alicia is telling their daughter Selena to go get Billy because he's outside. Their daughter is adorable. So Selena, their daughter tells them to come inside and join her and Alicia. And Alicia and Selena have a poster board presentation to show Billy about her getting a stake in Pizza Mama. Once again, Alicia, you shouldn't even be in this boat where you have to beg this man to put your name on the deed and give you a piece of the business that you started. Let's talk about that. So now she says, originally, you wanted to call it Bruno. I came up with Pizza Mama. What made it different than any other pizza restaurant? He says, your chandeliers. She says, exactly. So now we do see that Alicia comes up with new ideas for Pizza Mama. That was really cute. She says that she's always nervous to talk about business with Billy because he's a business attorney. But then she does say that she wants to take Pizza Mama to the next level. So now Selena, their daughter, comes out with uniforms for the women who work at Pizza Mama. I thought it was a really great idea. The uniforms are so cute. That was a really great job. So Billy was impressed. He said, I like the uniforms. You guys did a great job, and I'll take notes. So now Alicia says, I feel like I should be compensated when it comes to my ideas. She says, if I didn't have this idea, this would not be happening. I cannot stress this enough. Women need to learn the art of gatekeeping, especially when it comes to men and men that you are dealing with. You never give men your good ideas. And there are too many stories of this happening. There is a woman here on YouTube. She came across my feed the other day. Black woman, and her husband is leaving her for somebody else. And the title is Never Build a Man Up. And I watched her whole video. She said that she gave him the business idea. They ended up making millions, or like close to $1 million, and immediately took off with the woman of his dreams, leaving her in the dust. Y'all need, this is a tale as old as time. Men do not fall in love with women the way women fall in love with men. Do not help these men. They do not fall in love with that. If they are looking for your ideas, your time, your creativity, your talent, your money, they do not like you. You are a placeholder. I'm serious, y'all. They use the placeholder to get their dream woman. Do not. If you have a good idea, you keep it for yourself. You don't sit up there and build a man up. That goes for a boyfriend, fiance, husband. If you are sleeping with a man, you do not give him any of your good ideas. Figure it out. Figure it out. But there's a lady right here on YouTube talking about how she built her man up, and the title of the video is literally "Do not build." It was like, I helped build my husband up, and now he's leaving me for another woman. A mess, a hot mess. Yes, they resent you. They do not want a woman's help. And if they are asking for your help, you are not the woman that they want. Men have to feel like the hero. They have to feel like the hero. And if you are helping him, he's going to resent you. It's giving mother, son. It's not giving lover. It's not giving his woman. It's not giving anything else but a mother-son dynamic. If you are helping a man, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are ruining your life. Y'all think I'm joking? Go ahead and help a man if you want to. There are so many stories of women helping men and their lives are turned upside down. Remember that video I showed you guys? We did that live about jealousy, jealous friends. And then the other part was about the woman who helped that man that she was dating. And she emptied out her savings account for that man. And he left her immediately. Now she's broke, close to homelessness, a mess. It is not the will of God for women to be helping men, especially financially. I'm serious. There's a reason why if you help a man I want to get a show of hands here. If you've ever helped a man financially, do you notice that your life has gone downhill? your money's messed up, you've maybe suffered from job loss or whatever, that's not a coincidence that your life is going downhill when you're helping a man. Your beauty is fading, whatever. It's just not, there's the laws of nature. You should not, women should not be helping men. And I don't mean to put anybody on the spot. If you've ever helped, I know a few of y'all have helped a man. Now, don't everybody act like they haven't, because a few of y'all have told me stories about you have. Y'all have come on here saying that we've had a few reformed desperados in the chat. So don't act brand new now. So I'm just saying, helping a man makes me want to throw up. Same here. I will never do it. Never. Your energy is drained. You said sadly multiple, but not anymore. Well, I'm glad that you have not done it. You're not doing it anymore. For those telling you that God is saying to help a man, that's not desperation and sin. You said reformed is a key word. You said, child, not me, honey. Not me particularly, but I've seen how it affects the other women in my life. Okay. I have a no helping men policy. Good. You said, you wise the F up. Never again. In my early 20s, very draining. Yes, God is not telling you to help a man. He would never tell you. Yes. And boy, listen, when it first came out that they were engaged and she was pregnant, and then folks said, well, Brooke, just stop it. He has money too. He's a millionaire. And, like he pays the bills and they're both famous. And I said, guys, I said, okay. I said, God bless. But I said, God bless. Yes. Hey, okay. Indeed. Thank you for the super chat. I would even help a man with a crossword puzzle. Exactly. No, I'm serious. She did. It doesn't work. Thank you. It doesn't work. On no level does it work. On no level does it work. I have thoughts about that whole dynamic. I see it going a certain way, and I'm going to just leave it alone. And with all these new revelations, things, rumblings about the whole Met Gala drama, when they were arguing in the Sprinter van, they skipped Beyonce and Jay-Z's after party. I said, I wonder why. So I understand that she has 3 kids, and 3 kids will do that to you, but I just feel like there's something else going on. I get that funny feeling. I wish folks would listen to me too. I really do. Child. But it's not cheaper, because look at alimony. Not alimony, child support. Think about the women who didn't get married. Halle Berry didn't get married to that man, and she is paying that man $20,000 or $40,000 a month with the baby that they share. So even I think that your best bet is to keep it as a cute relationship, a cute fling. Let him be a lover of yours, and then you don't get married and you don't have a kid with him, because these men are still coming up with child support money. So I'm just saying, very much that they do. That's So yes, the out of work male model, he's collecting $46,000 out of Halle Berry. I think she had it reduced. So money's not everything, but you will see. That's just child support, though. Mary would also be alimony. No, you're right. But think about it, though. She's so wealthy that the child support payments might as well be alimony too. You know what I'm saying? The child support would still be high. So just listen, y'all. So anyhow, you said, would y'all get Plan Bs and birth control? Quit trying to start a family with every man that you meet. Okay. Yes. No. For sure. Protect your womb. I agree. So. Yeah, she's also paying that ex-husband too. Yes. The French guy. Who's the father of her second child. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and come to find out that he hasn't worked in ages, and she's giving him she's cutting him a hefty alimony and child support check too, which is crazy. She's paying two raggedy men, a mess. I feel so bad. So now we have Alicia presenting her case on why she deserves a stake of the business. So she says, look, are we not a partnership? And Billy says, yes. So now she's like, do you trust me with your business? And he says, no, not entirely. And then he laughs. So Alicia says, instead of not knowing where I stand, if anything ever happened to you. And now Billy says, look, if I die today, it all goes to you. So Alicia's like, no, I think I'm screwed. So Billy's like, no, that's not the case at all. I have an estate planner. I also have a money manager involved as well. You don't have an understanding of how these things work, and that's why you get defensive. Now, Billy, I find it hard to believe that you're leaving Alicia everything if you die when you won't even put her name on the house and you won't even do right by her with Pizza Mama. So now you want me to believe that you're a good man who's going to secure everything away in case you die to Alicia? Like, I don't know. I'm not buying that. And I feel like, Billy, you're aware of how people will view you. So you're trying to act like you're a good guy who wants to do the right thing. It was coming across as a little bit staged. Like you were really going hard to make sure that you look like a good guy with your answers. Because I don't believe for a minute that you want to do right by her. Because you would have. You would have. I was annoyed. Yeah, he would not have said yes to this business agreement had she not had those cameras on. Exactly. So now Alicia says it's hard to trust somebody because of her childhood. Her dad took her childhood home, left her and her mom homeless. So now Billy's like, listen, what exactly are you asking for? And I'm like, Billy, why are we like, you know what she wants? She wants her name on the house and she wants a stake in Pizza Mama, which she started. Why are you playing dumb? Like she did this whole presentation. You know what she wants. I was getting annoyed. So now Alicia says, if we open up more Pizza Mamas, can I be part owner and own a stake? So he says, of course, you came in, you made it magical, and I agree that you do deserve compensation for that. So Alicia's like, I'm so happy to hear this. Billy loves her ideas. Oh, Billy says, I love your ideas. Let's take one piece from this and make it happen. So now Alicia writes down a contract between her and Billy. And I said, now, I was waiting for cameras to show Billy actually signed your contract. We only saw him laughing at this contract that you were writing up, but I need to see that signature, that John Hancock. Okay? Because him laughing at the contract, sign it, sir. Alicia, this is great and all, a step in the right direction, but I'm still worried. And that recent Instagram post that you posted the other day about, is it okay if, what do you think about your a friend giving her husband or fiance her checks? That's very alarming to me. So, yes, honey, I want to see pen to paper. Exactly. But let Alicia be a telltale sign of you never give a man your ideas. You never. Oh, one more thing. Quick story. There was a woman on TikTok a few months ago, and she is sobbing because her and her boyfriend were like struggling artists, right? And she was, I don't want to say she was like painting his paintings for him, but she was giving him the ideas and like giving him direction. I think she did paint she paints like 2 of his paintings. The paintings that she painted ended up selling for like over $1 million. Mind you, they live together. Now, don't get mad at me, but I'm not a fan of living with a boyfriend. Like I'm not gonna live with a man that I'm not married to. That's just me though. If you are living with a man, please don't get mad at me. I'm just me. That's just how I feel. Don't get all upset. But they're living together. His name is on the lease, her name isn't. A mess. So now he has moved on to greener pastures. He's found his dream woman, and he was giving her 30 days to move out of the apartment, and she's penniless. So she was like, well, can you cut me a check for like $10,000? Because I did give you the idea. He doesn't want to give her any money. Y'all, it is not in the will of God. It is against the laws of nature for women to help men. You just being in the room, you just standing next to a man, that's help enough. A mess. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Do not help a man. And I know people who have helped a man and they are paying for it severely. I was raised, you don't help a man. They need to figure it out for themselves. If he's asking you for help, he is not the man for you. You are not the woman for him. He does not like you like that. Because a man who likes you and is in love with you and is very attracted to you, he would rather steal than let you see him broke. A man letting you see him weak and vulnerable, especially off of the first meeting, he doesn't like you. Because I'm telling you right now, when a man likes you, he's peacocking. He's telling you how he owns 5 Lambos and 2 Ferraris, and he owns a home here and a store here and this and that. Like, I'm telling you what I know. When a man really wants you, he will lie about his whole life story and say that, oh, he was the captain of the ship and he played in the NBA and the NFL at the same time. He wants to look like a hero. If a man's coming to you with sob stories, empty pockets, he looks at you as a savior. That a certain word, a mark, a fool, stop. I'm telling you right now. Please, y'all. I'm just saying, y'all. Please, y'all, do not help. Yes. Thank you for saying it, because the folks get riled up when you say it, but if you're a Black woman and a man of any race is coming to you with a sob story, he definitely is viewing you and okay, and you need to run like your life depends on it. So anyhow, we now get to a short scene with Ashley at home. She's on FaceTime with Rosie, and Rosie's like, I want to apologize for what happened at trivia night. I feel so bad. Ashley's like, girl, it's okay. It's cool. Stuff happens. So Rosie says, listen, Rich is performing in a few days in Boston. I want us all to go, except for Kelsey. So we find out that every Sunday, Rich has a show in South Boston. It's only a 45-minute ride. She says, I'm not inviting Kelsey. All the other girls, but no Kelsey. So now Ashley says, it should be refreshing to see what we can talk about without talking about Kelsey. So they're excited for Rich's performance. So now we see it's the day of Rich's performance in Boston, and Rosie and Rich are getting ready. And Rich, we find out that Rosie met Rich when he was on the radio, and he was just becoming a singer. Now, when they showed the flashback, they showed the clip of Rich's music video that Rosie was in, where she played the groupie outside waiting for him. I was screaming so loud. I said, now, Rich, you couldn't have hired like 10 more girls, because why are there only 2 groupies waiting for you after the show? You couldn't have, like, you only had 2 groupies running after you in the video. I could not stop laughing. It was really cute though. It was so funny. But I said, like, there should be groups of women chasing you down, Rich. Like, why is it only 2 girls backstage? I could not stop laughing. Did they film it on iMovie? They did. And it was so funny because, like, the way Rosie and the other girl ran up to Rich, and she was like, oh my gosh, like, it's Rich. It was the funniest thing. Very funny. So now they're talking about what happened the other day when Kelsey came over, and she says, listen, I'm not about to have you come to my husband's place of work and shit all over that too. So now Rich says, look, I don't want to blow up when I'm performing. And Rosie says, don't worry, we're going to sit there quietly. We're going to have a good time. So now we get to Joellen's house, and they're all headed to Boston for Rich's performance, and they're all meeting at Joellen's house, and they're going to leave from there, right? They have Joellen has a driver there for her, Liz, and Alicia. Now, mind you, Joellen had a nice charcuterie spread, and she had a bottle of champagne for them for the drive up there to Boston. Now, cute idea, but I don't want to eat charcuterie in the car, right? And you didn't think about the logistics of bringing a whole charcuterie tray in the car. You guys were struggling to hold it. You didn't know what to do with it. The cheese and crackers kept spilling. I was like, cute idea, but this wasn't it. And I was getting annoyed. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, if you guys move that tray one more time, I'm going to scream. At one point, it got so bad, the tray almost fell over. You guys had to ask the driver to pull over on the side of the highway so that you guys could adjust the tray. I said, my God, yes, she should have made individual boxes for everybody. I agree. Because I was just like, what are we doing? Exactly. Because if the food gets on the car floor, I'm going to be livid. Yeah, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad for the driver because, you know, he was like, I have to clean up this all up when they get out the car. I just felt like you could have worked this a bit differently. I love how you guys always make sure to have food, but we don't need charcuterie in the car. Okay, we don't. I don't want full-blown charcuterie in the car either. That's just me though. But yeah, girl. And that tray was huge. I said, girl, you could next time leave the tray at home. And when I'm in the car, I just want to be, you know, unencumbered. I just want to lay out and stretch out. I don't want to have to hold something. So I would have been annoyed that you brought this. Now I have to hold it. Like, I don't want to do that. Yes, the driver was annoyed. He was just kind of like, because they were like, we're so sorry, sir. And he was just like, okay. I said, child, can this man just do his job without all this extra stuff? Yes, I just want to relax. Yes, making that man's work harder for no reason. Exactly. Yes, charcuterie in a hot car. I don't want that. Yeah, they had drinks. Yeah, they had the champagne. She brought the whole champagne bottle. I'm like, listen, I'm all for being a good hostess, but sometimes enough is enough. All y'all had to do was just have a cute nosh at the house and then leave the rest of the charcuterie for Gary to clean up when he gets home with the kids and call it a day. I'm not bringing all that charcuterie in the car and the champagne. Maybe the champagne, but not the charcuterie. It's too much. Yes, the salami and cheese smells in the car too. The smell can be so, it's too much. You know, yes, I'm a pastor princess, not a bellhop. Exactly. I hope they tipped him well. So I think, yes, a little tin of caviar would have been just fine. So anyhow, they bring up Kelsey not coming, and Liz says it's safe to say she wasn't going to go anyway. So Joellen says, yeah, it's no love lost that she's not here. So Liz says, I want to feel bad, but they're just so stubborn. No, Alicia says they're both very stubborn. So now Alicia brings up that her mom used the phrase "slam pig" all the time when she was growing up. So now she says, and speaking of my mom, I told my mom that we spoke about what happened to me when I was younger, and she said that she was happy that I was talking about this and sharing with you girls. So now we see a flashback of Alicia and her mom talking the other day, and her mom says that they blacked Alicia's father out. He was a piece of shit, and she apologizes to Alicia for marrying her father. She says, I married the wrong man, and I want to apologize for that. So that's nice for Alicia's mom to, say, you know what, girl, I'm so sorry that I married this man. I knew he was dusty. This put a damper on your life. Like, I am so sorry for that. So now we have Liz. Of course, this brings up the conversation about the whole homelessness, right? Yes. Hold on. Liz was acting real attention starved in the car because at one point they make the driver pull over to switch seats because Liz was in the back and Joellen and Alicia were in like the front two seats. So now Joellen's in the back and now Liz is in the seat where Joellen was, right? So like at one point, Liz was like, hello, like, listen to me. Like, why aren't y'all talking to me? It was like, Liz, it's not always about you all the time. She was doing a lot in that car. Yes, it was pathetic of Liz. It was too much. She wants a moment. No, she really does. So now, they bring up the whole homeless conversation. So Liz says at the table that, at Newport, I wasn't being insensitive when you said that you were homeless. I was just saying you have a big, beautiful family Alicia says, I did have a big family, but we still lived in our grandma's home. We lost our family home. So Liz says, well, in America, when we think of homeless, we think of living on the street or living in a car. Alicia says, listen, we had to move out of our home. We didn't have a home. That's homeless. I just shared something so painful. Why are you doing this? Know your role, know your place. So now Joellen's like, Alicia, what you went through was absolutely atrocious. And I'm just like, now, Joellen, for you to sit up here and try to play both sides, you were at that table the other night on date night talking about, she wasn't homeless. She wasn't on the street. She wasn't sleeping under the stars. She wasn't in a tent. Like, she's not homeless. So now for you to be like, you know what, Alicia, what you went through was so horrible. I said, now, Joellen, you're a bit full of it. And, even though Liz is in the wrong here, I would have felt like Liz, because it's like, girl, you were sitting up there kikiing with me and Kelsey at that table the other night, and now you want to act like you're on Alicia's side when you were over there kikiing with me. So like, not too much. So now Alicia says, Joellen, I'm sure your husband Gary remembers what I went through. My father was no peach. So now Liz calls out Joellen because she's like, girl, don't sit up here and flip flop. You were saying one thing at the table the other night. Now you want to sit up here and play like you're on her side now in this car? No, ma'am. So she says, Joellen, stop. Even you and Gary both said that she was never homeless. Do you see the way Joellen kind of tensed up? She was like, Liz, like don't throw me under the bus. But again, though, Joellen, be honest. Say it with your chest. You claim to be a bitch. You claim to, own what you say and be that girl. Own it. Be on that same type of time. Say, Alicia, now, I don't know if you were ever homeless, because you were talking a whole lot at that table, but now in this car, now it's, oh, Alicia, I'm just so sorry. You went through so much, and it's not fair to you. And I was glad that Liz did call you out, because you're on some weirdo behavior too right now, respectfully. Yes, honey. Liz said, I'm not going down by myself, honey. She said, if I'm going down, you're going down with me. Let's run the tapes back, baby, because you were talking mess about her too. Listen. No, it's very true. And also, Liz is somebody where you better watch what you say, because Liz will throw you under that bus if you start acting flip-floppy. So I said, watch what you say in front of Liz, honey, because Liz is not here for it. So now, Alicia says, again, at the time, we had to move to our grandma's basement. So Liz says, we can't take away what you went through, but it's the phrasing, though. Liz, it's time for you to let it go. Let the mouse go. Does it really matter who? At the end of the day, it's still being displaced from your home. She still did not have a home of her own. So what are we talking about? Why are we playing the semantics game? Whether or not she was classically homeless, whatever, it doesn't matter. You cannot invalidate her experience when she was growing up. Enough. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that she wasn't homeless? Like, what is your problem? It's getting weird. And she kept saying, well, no, you were never homeless. You were never homeless. Like, oh my gosh. Liz, it's enough. So now, Alicia is pissed. She's like, don't do that, Liz. You're pissing me off. So Liz says, don't say the word homeless. You weren't homeless. Alicia's like, you're trying to dissect what I'm saying when I was being vulnerable with you? Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is effing BS. So now she says, you could just listen. Why can't you just listen to me and be my friend? So Liz says, Alicia, the country thinks of homeless a different way. Liz, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, she said what she said. She feels how she feels. A lot of people would classify what Alicia went through as a form of homelessness. Why do you care so much about, like, I just don't understand. Is production telling you to do this? Because I'm confused. Listen, now, why is the country in it? No, for real. I'm just so confused. This doesn't make any sense. It's just very silly on Liz's part. I don't give a damn how the country views homelessness. I'm serious. Liz is the one bringing attention to this whole thing. She is. Yes, Liz does have to be right. It's very annoying. Yes, pick and choose your battles. I agree. Trying to virtue signal. I agree. So now, Alicia says, I wish I never effing told you this, because you showed your real effing colors. I'm done. So now you have Liz. I don't know. Liz looked kind of smug to me when she was smirking like that. I was like, oh, girl, like, why are you smirking? Nothing about this is funny. So now Liz says, I immediately said I was sorry. So Alicia says, no, you're not, Liz. You keep going back to the whole phrase about homeless. Like, you're not sorry. She says, again, my dad left. He left us with nothing. So now I felt bad because at one point, Alicia is so emotional. She starts crying. She puts her sunglasses on and she's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. She says, I don't want to be a victim. She says, my dad left me with nothing. Without my grandparents, where would I have gone? Where would I have been? She says, he took a huge part of my childhood. So now Liz says, look, I'm sorry for invalidating your feelings, Alicia. And now you're attacking my character. Don't do that to me. She says, I'm not Rosie. I'm not going to sit here and take it. Liz, you started this whole thing. You started this whole thing. And now you want to sit up here and snap at Alicia. What are you talking about? Like, what are we saying right now? You started this whole entire thing. All you had to say was, you know what, Alicia, I'm sorry. That's it. You keep going back to, well, it's not homeless. It's not homeless. It's not homeless. I was so over it. So Liz says, by the way, my true colors are beautiful. So now you have Liz pointing her finger in Alicia's face. I said, now, if Alicia slaps you, Liz, I don't want to hear anything. Also, all this hollering in this man's car, enough. He's trying to drive y'all to Boston safe and sound. You need to keep those voices down. Like, it's enough already. And all that fighting in the car, don't ever think you're about to fight me in the car. Because when I tell you I will pull over and call an Uber up, don't you ever think I'm going to sit up there and be subjected to you fighting me in the car. It's not happening. You better calm yourself down till we get to a public place where there is fresh air and I can stretch out and move around. Don't sit up there and try to argue with me in a car, because it will not go well for you. And see, I'm crazy. And don't let you be the one driving. So please, I was too done. I was so glad that Alicia, honey, Alicia was not having it. She stood her ground, honey. If I was the driver, I would have had to pull over for a cigarette. Same here. 45 minutes of bickering. I would have been so irritated by that. Yes, everybody wants a place called home. Liz, you're being unreasonable. I agree. Haven't they known each other for decades? Liz has been like this since they were teens. Yes. Yes, she did. Liz told on all of them that she's aware that Rosie is getting attacked by them. I said, you see, Liz, running your mouth so much, and you told on yourself, Joellen, and Kelsey. A mess. So now, you have Joellen telling them to stop. She's trying to break it up. And Liz says, oh, all of a sudden now you're the voice of reason. Really, Joellen? She says, Joellen is so fake and phony, disingenuous. We were talking about it at dinner. And then now for her and she even said that it wasn't any big deal, that she wasn't homeless. Even Gary said it. And now I'm the bad guy when she was saying the same thing. So now Liz says, I haven't been this angry in a long time. You know, I think what really takes me out is the fact that you're the one who started this whole entire thing. And now you're saying, I haven't been this angry in a long time. Babe, you are the villain here. Alicia is not at fault here. You are running your mouth, invalidating her feelings, diminishing her story of her upbringing. And now you're the one who's the victim. How does that work? I said, Liz, I'm sorry, Miss Mamas. I'm sorry, but it's not a good look. You are clicking and you are clicking down. This ain't it. You have no right to sit up there and be mad at Alicia. Are you kidding me? So now Joanne's like, listen, y'all, just stop it. We're done talking about it. Alicia's like, you know what? I'm done. So Joellen's like, listen, we're here to have a good time, please. And now we see a 2-week continued. Now, when they showed the clip for the next episode, it looks like they raised all sorts of hell at Rich's performance. We see Liz pulling Alicia's hair. They get into it while Rich is singing. Liz and Joellen go outside. They're about to fight. I said, my God. I said, oh, so y'all showed out at Rich's thing too? A mess. But Liz, I feel like you have no right to invalidate Alicia's experience. She was displaced. That is a form of homelessness. And you have no right to tell her how she should feel about what she went through. You have no right to tell her what she went through. You weren't there. I know you've known her since she was a baby, but you were not there. You were not in the day-to-day with her. You're not living in her, you're not in her family. You have no right to tell her what she did or did not experience. And it's not right. And I really hope that you apologize at this reunion, because this ain't it. A mess. Hey, High Vibe, thank you for the super chat. They reduced Alicia's experience to the question of semantics instead of accepting that it was traumatic. Her father abandoned them. Yes, it's very true. Hey, Mary, can I? Thank you for the super chat. Brooke, my girl, the hair is giving model, honey. Thank you. And have you heard that this cast too has mob affiliations? Liz specifically. Yes, I have heard that. I've gone down the whole rabbit hole about Liz and Dino, and he's like, I think, isn't he being investigated right now? A mess, allegedly, just a hot mess. Hey, Dark Child, thank you for the super chat. Kelsey should learn from Nene. Nene and Greg did it perfectly in the season 10 finale, walking in the Roach and Exterminator costumes. They completely ignored Kim and Croy while still stunning on them. Do better, Kelsey. Yes, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Nene always had it from season, like, Nene was always going to give you something. Kelsey and Ashley, it's a flop. Hey, Pearson C, thank you for the super chat. If Ashley cried coffee, Jared would care. Yeah, because anything else he doesn't care about. Hey, okay, and Dee, thank you for the super chat. Liz is giving high school mean girl energy, and she's the leader. Everyone else falls in line. Too scared to challenge or question her. Grown women still acting like this crazy work. Yeah, it happens more than you think. It happens a lot more than you think. And we see it all the time on these shows with women falling in line. Look at Potomac. Look at how some of the girls act when it comes to Giselle. Let me leave that alone. Look at OC when it comes to how they kiss up to Tamra. Look at Beverly Hills, how they kiss up to Kyle. So it's a lot of that going on. Hey, Devonta Franklin, thank you for the super chat. This episode made me look at Liz different. Yeah, it did. It did. Hey, okay, indeed. Oh, yes, I read yours, but I wouldn't help him out with the crossword puzzle. Listen, honey, I'm not helping him out with anything. Hey, Mobile, thank you for the super chat. I work for a company trying to get Pizza Mama signed on. Oh, wow. I told them to reach out to the husband because Alicia more likely is not on the paperwork. Oh, wow. Let us know how that goes. That is, wow. And also, I hope that whatever the company is paying Pizza Mama, I hope that Alicia gets a cut from that, okay? Because she deserves. Hey, Ari the Cappy, thank you for the super chat. Liz is invalidating Alicia. Her mask is slipping. I agree. Liz and Kelsey have really dropped down while Rosie and Alicia are moving up. I agree. You said not Alicia, but Joelle, who reminded me of the girl from Mob Wives. Alicia may not have been unhoused, but she was without a home. I agree. And I hated at one point in the car, Liz kept saying, you had a big, beautiful family. They never let you be homeless. You had a big, beautiful family. It's like, oh my gosh, girl, you're going to keep saying that? Yes, her family made sure that she would never be home, like never be without a house, but it's still not her house. She's still not in her own room. Like, what? Like, she can't. It was so aggravating. But Liz, I hope that you turn things around, because you started off strong for me and you are slowly dropping down the ranks. And I'm sorry to see it. I really am. But this was a good episode. Rhode Island, y'all are getting high praise from me. Every single episode has been phenomenal. Okay. Yes, you have plenty of people who couch surf with families still considered homeless. Yes, exactly. Is her family paying you? What is the reason? I agree. Yes, it was so annoying as she kept saying that. Noticing Liz is very male-centered because she remains friends with the ex of her friends. Yes. I've noticed that too. Because I noticed that every time when it comes to Kelsey and her exes, she's like, well, I understand they were bad to you, but I'm still friends with your ex, Dino, and your other ex, the guy with the open relationship. It's always like she makes it a point to say how she's still friends with these horrible men. And it's like, wow, Liz, like, okay, like, tell us how you really feel, girl. It's just really weird. Like, her allegiance is to men first. And the fact that now finding out that Jerry was living with her and is giving very much a she built him up story, it's all making sense to me, because male-centered women, pick-me women, desperados, always build men up. It all tracks. It all tracks. Yes, and she was low-key defending Alicia's dad with the, oh, well, he didn't take her house. He can't do that. It's always that. I peeped it. So, But y'all, I'm going to close out the recap here, okay? I will see you all next week for Atlanta, Rhode Island, and some hot topics, okay? But I'm gonna end the live here, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the recap. And y'all, the tickets for the live show are selling out. Honey, when I tell you, we still have 6 seats left for the booth and 1 seat all the way in the back. And then we still have tickets available in the for the main dining room, okay? But tickets are selling out, and we're gonna have a good old time. When I tell y'all, I can't wait to meet y'all. I cannot wait to meet y'all on July 17th at the Green Room 42. We are gonna have such a key. Like I hope y'all are ready, honey. We are gonna have a good old time. But y'all, enjoy your rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Now, if some like breaking news comes out, I might have to hop on here and give another little quick, little 1-2. But expect a video for sure next Monday and Tuesday. All right. But I will see y'all. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your rest of your week. And we will talk soon. Okay, guys. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.